Hi, I'm Chad. In the fall of 2020, I bought this boat, a Columbia 10.7 called Samantas, for $750. We motored her south to her new home at Chipman Point Marina on Lake Champlain. She is now undergoing a complete refit in preparation to begin sailing the world. Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well. I'm back over here at the marina, as you can tell. You got the port side port lights behind me, and we're back into more of the same from last week. We're gonna finish getting this taken apart carefully over here. I will not be pulling the bulkhead behind me. I want to get the other side put back together before I pull that one out, but I will get to the point that it's all exposed and ready to come out. So I've got a little bit of news to share with you at the end of this video about what's coming up. Some cool stuff has happened this week, but we'll leave that for later. Right now we're going to get into taking this apart here on the port side, and this will be a continuation of last week. So here's a recap. If you saw last week's episode, I've got everything piled into this quarter berth here in the back. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to dig into here. It probably won't be this week. It'll be next week. But I need to get my bulkhead templates back out of there. We're going to need those very soon. I was able to tear the entire top apart. And we got to get rid of this shelf here. Got to remove the face frame and those little tiny, maybe you would call that a bulkhead. They're structural. They support the cabin top and take this area apart. So that's what we're going for right now. I will also be getting into the settee, removing the plywood top. Basically, the reason for that is to get a look at this back corner of the bulkhead here and see what we got to do, if anything, to take care of this area. So that's what we're doing today. So we may get into this bathroom a little bit. If I do, I'm going to have to do some rearranging. No shortage of things to do. I'll get a time lapse going, and I hope you enjoy the show. I got some stuff done. Found some more rotten spots. Well, I guess let me just show you what was accomplished today. So I've got the companionway open. I shut the generator off and brought it inside, which also shuts the lights off. So I opened the companionway just so we'd have a little light and you could see what was done. That top shelf pulled out of there all the way along. I removed the aft chain plate bulkhead. You can see that hanging there. And then I started working back into the galley a little further than I thought I would be going. My goal was just to investigate this bulkhead. And you can see I pulled the top off the settee, and I also removed the column here where the mast goes down to the keel step. In my efforts to get to this point so I could inspect this bulkhead, which I guess jury's still out a little bit on that. The top corner, there's one little kind of a soft spot. I found quite a bit of moisture in this compartment here. So I guess I'm gonna have to pull this apart further. This is, I don't know if it's soggy. It might be. It's definitely wet and getting underneath here. And this, I don't know if you can see this. This is rotted right through. There were some drawers in there. It is a little dark. I apologize. But they seem to be a waste of space too. So I'm probably going to do something different to utilize that space a little more completely. So I got to pull this box here next to the engine and above the fridge freezer. Got to pull that fridge, freezer, the stove, and the sink, all that stuff. Anyway, I was planning on doing something a little different here. I'm not sure what exactly, as far as maybe not layout, at least materials. Like I think I'm going to do like a butcher block countertop or something. So I'll pull the tops off here. I'll pull the refrigerator and the stove, sinks and things out and get into this area. That's not top priority. I mean, all water leakage is top priority, and I have a leak back there that I need to get to. But I can go from this line, which represents the bottom of the cabin top, and take care of all the moisture above that point first. That's everything on the port side. The only thing that's left for the galley and the head. I'll probably have a day taking the head apart just to access this bulkhead, which is either whole or in part coming out. I'm not sure yet. There's a soft spot right down there, this corner, where the keel step is. And then it seems to be pretty solid running along the bottom. And up this edge, that all seems pretty good. There's some moisture up here in the top corner. You can see there's something weird around those chain plate carriage bolts. Something's happening. The discoloration. It feels solid. I got to dig into that a little bit further. If we spin you around here, I'll try to go slow and steady. Both me and I had a friend here today. We both walked across this deck up top. You can see that the plywood is completely separated from the glass. I knew there was a problem there. I intended to fix it anyway. So the question becomes how we're going to go after this thing. I've pretty much got it all opened up inside. I was going to open it up from the top side There's definitely some work that needs to be done up there. But who knows? It might be possible just to get all this from the bottom. We're all opened up and exposed anyway. Any thoughts on that? I know it's definitely going to be more difficult to hold that in place from underneath if we take it apart the other way. And then just repair the small areas up top that are damaged. I don't know if that's something that's been done or if it's something I shouldn't even bother to try. So we are getting there. I know I say that a lot. We make a little progress every day. I found a scupper on the deck. You probably can't see it. Yeah, I guess you can. So I need to at least pull these panels here, the AC/DC panels, look behind there. On this side, that's how I discovered it. In the galley, there's one up inside there, and there was a box around it. Just something I gotta make sure is staying dry. You know, no leaks. Stop the leaks up top and work my way down. You can see I got into the aft part of the cabin here too. On the top there, the port side of the companionway. I've not got into the starboard side quarter berth. I have not got into that corner yet. There's a little more to come apart. I'm enjoying this. I look forward to a time when we get past the taking things apart stage and get to the putting things back together stage. So that's what we got done today. I need to get to that head, take that apart so I can get all this cabin top stuff exposed, and then I can start making those pieces to replace this side as well. Alrighty guys, that's what I have for today. A little more progress. I've got one more thing I want to share with you, but I got to drive back to the house. Something I want to show you when I get there. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier in this video, I got one more thing I'd like to show you. So here it is, leaned up against the wall. I've got 3 major bulkheads to change. Quick overview on MDO. I did have quite a few questions, and I had to do some research. No, it is not marine plywood. It is waterproof glue, which marine plywood uses, and it is a Douglas fir ply, which also marine plywood uses. But you will have, you can see right here, holes. Marine plywood would not have those holes. They'd be filled. There's another one there. So little tiny holes. So structurally, it might be slightly inferior to marine plywood, but it is very, very close to the same and a fraction of the cost. So waterproof glue, Douglas fir core. This face here on the material, it's like a paper, but it is impregnated with epoxy. Very durable, finished, ready for paint. You get it one-sided, or in my case, it's a little harder to come by. I don't know if you can see that. Two-sided. Where it came from is highway signs. A lot of the signs you see up on the thruway, they're made out of this stuff. Resistant to rot and weather, they last for years. They hold up very well. They should work well in this application that uses bulkheads in a boat. I would expect to see nowhere near the amount of moisture and water that a roadside is going to get. But at the same time, if bulkheads get wet, they're going to stay wet longer. That's not a good thing. The wood takes about 2 weeks to begin to rot, but it needs to stay wet for that long to do so. So you got to be a little bit more diligent about making sure you keep things dry or give them a good opportunity to dry out if moisture is present. Other than that, they're around $250 a sheet for a 4x8 sheet of marine plywood with a veneered surface. And this stuff is $80, $90 a sheet. So if you're going to do a painted finish, this is a great way to go. That's exactly why I did it. I decided that this boat, 1970s, dated looking interior, the same as every other 1970s vintage boat. And I wanted to be a little bit creative with mine. I want to do something different. I don't yet know what I'm going to do as far as paint, or you could always laminate a veneer to the surface if you wanted to. No, those details are out. I'm working on basic structure right now. I'm not as concerned with the finish at this point. So there we go. If you're looking for an inexpensive alternative to marine plywood for this kind of application, MDO is almost the same thing. The only difference are those small cavities where the holes are, and where there's a knot that fell out, you're going to end up with a hole. Great stuff. I did a bunch of research to verify that it was appropriate for this. I had multiple comments on one of the Facebook groups about using this, people that were concerned about it, and one gentleman in particular that actually works in this industry producing this stuff. Very insightful comments on the process, how it's made, and whether or not it's adequate for the job that I'm asking it to do. And it is. Take a look at it. One last note. I'm going to be building these bulkheads very soon. I'm going to do a video demonstrating how to use a ticking stick on the bulkhead templates. And then we're going to bring them back here to the shop. They're all going to get laid out and cut right here. Bring them back over and install them. Look for that coming soon as well. How to use a ticking stick. There are some other videos. I'm going to do one that's more specific to boats and sailboats. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you've learned something from this. I know I'm self-educating along the way, doing a lot of research, watching a bunch of other videos on YouTube, and passing the information along. Have a good day. I want to thank those that have subscribed to my channel, or like, share, and comment on my videos. If you're new to my channel, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps me to gain traction here on YouTube.